Simple. You just pour it into your fuel tank. What could be simpler?
Well, it's interesting that we've had lots, and thank you very much for all your letters, all your emails, from people who've actually tried it. This one comes from Stephen Simpson. At last, something that does what it says on the bottle. After taking my R-registered Fiat Bravo for its MOT last year, he was left with the option of buying a new cat, and really, that was going to be a lot of money. How much does a cat cost these days?
It can be anything up to £450 to £2,000, depending on the vehicle.
So we're talking about a lot of money, and sometimes a difference between saying, yeah, I'm going to keep it, or, yeah, it's going to have to go. So if you want to try it, then give us a call to the number on the screen, £14.95. But, by the way, I would sort of ask when you're on the telephone, how about a yearly option? Because if you've got a partner and they've got a car, and there's lots of families at the moment, they've got 2 cars, then why not get the whole lot for the year whilst you're on that telephone line? It's something to think about. Actually, something to think about now is who we've got on the line. Hello, this is Shop America. I'm Paul Lavis. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Paul. You're speaking to Kevin.
Hello,
Ferry.
Hello, Kevin. Where are you speaking from?
I'm actually calling from Denmark, Paul.
Well, thank you very much. I hope you haven't reversed the charges. But you've had experience with Cataclean, obviously.
Yeah, actually, I saw it advertised on Shop America.
Right.
And on the earlier ones, and I thought, does this really work? The same as I think most people do. So I phoned through and I got some, and I thought, I actually have a car wash business, and I thought maybe I could introduce some of my customers here to the product, to Cataclean. And before I would do that, I actually decided to have it tested in Denmark so that it wasn't...
You are sneaky, Kevin. You don't trust us, do you? So
well, it's not that I don't trust you, but you know how people are.
so you didn't just try it out on your own car. You actually went to a laboratory, is that right?
I went to an independent tuning performance centre here. I didn't know the guy. I just phoned him, asked him could I book some time and test a couple of cars. And,
you really didn't trust us.
Sorry?
I love this. I'm glad that you took us to tests like that. What did you find?
Well, I have actually got a report sitting in front of me, a printed out report. And there were 3 cars tested.
Yeah.
Don't know how much time I have on the phone with you, but I got 3 cars, a Honda Civic 1.6, a BMW 316, and an Opel Campo 2.5 turbo diesel. And the first car was actually chosen by the testing centre. And the figure started off at 121 horsepower before the test. And the horsepower went up to 123.6.
Wow.
Now that car, he knew the car because he had tuned it with cold air induction and piggyback optimizing kit. And the hydrocarbon went down from 30 parts per million, because it was already pretty good, down to 0.
Wow. I mean, and obviously in Scandinavia, they're very hot on emissions, aren't they? I mean, everybody's, throughout Europe, everybody's really hotting up on not having emissions coming out of your car. But in Scandinavia, they're very, very hot, aren't they?
They are. They're very environmentally friendly. And that's why I was thinking it would be a perfect product for here, apart from the fact that it does improve your miles per gallon. Now, whereas here it's kilometres, obviously, but I've even got figures for that. All 3 vehicles have got an improvement.
Kevin, can I just say, I think you've done a fantastic job. Don't try and claim back that money for the test, mind you, because that's down to you. You didn't take our word for it, but I'm glad that you actually took us to test. Thank you so much, Kevin, for calling in.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Take care.
OK, thanks. Bye.
Bye. That is incredible. I mean, you can understand. I mean, Kevin, was a bit sceptical. He thought, I can't believe it does what we said it does.
It is,
but it does.
The reason, because it is the only one of its kind, because we own the patents on it, and that's why people are sceptical.
But it isn't just Kevin. I mean, everybody everybody who's written in and emailed us has simply had a huge response to the product.
Exactly.
And it really is that quick. I was amazed. I remember, Mike, when I asked you on the film, as we saw there, is that how long would it take? And it took 5 minutes to just get it going in the engine.
It's really phenomenal.
I mean, maybe we should talk to people about what actually, because we've all used it and we all still use it. I mean, all you do is you just put this into your petrol tank, and simply run the engine for, what, 5-10 minutes?
5 or 10 minutes, yeah. It's really that simple. Take the top off the bottle, pour it into the tank, let it go through its system. When it comes out the exhaust, the job is done.
You see, even I can do that. I mean, you don't have to be at all technical. You don't have to know anything about the internal combustion engine. And that's the beauty of it for me. You've got a great phrase for this, though, Mike, haven't you? What do you call it?
I call it a liquid service tool.
And that is precisely what it does. Let's go back up to Liverpool and find out a little bit more. We've tested on my car. Let's see what else we can test it on and how Cataclean performs, not just for us, but for you at home. Take a look at this. Mike, we saw what it did to my car, but my car was 1995. It's an old banger almost. Now we're dealing with a car which is about only 2 years old, is that right?
Yes.
And what do you expect to see here? And what's actually the screen showing?
Well, it tells me it's borderline fail on the CO because it's 0.316 and it should actually be 0.3. The hydrocarbons are on 316 and they should be 200.
So again, would this pass the MOT at the moment?
No.
It wouldn't, even though it's only 2 years old?
No.
So what do you hope the Cataclean is going to do to this one?
Well, it'll reduce the CO and it'll wipe the hydrocarbons down by a minimum of 50%.
So does this mean that really the Cataclean is not just useful for old wrecks like mine, it's also good for newer cars?
That's correct, yes.
All right, well, let's see what it does this time.
Okay.
Right, so again, it's been running for about 5 minutes. You put the Cataclean in, run it for 5 minutes. What can we see now?
A radical improvement. We brought the CO down from just over 0.3 to 0.003. The hydrocarbons were on 300. We brought them down to 19 parts per million. And as we speak, you probably see them dropping even further.
So overall, what sort of difference has it made?
It'll give a better performance, better acceleration, possibly a better MPG.
What would the driver feel getting into this new car? He's, 2 years old car. He's put the Cataclean in. How would it feel to him or her? What would it feel like now?
Crisper.
And anyone would feel that difference.
Definitely.
But put us to the test. It's your turn to try Cataclean in your car. So just pick up the telephone and give us a call and try it. Test us. We've got another caller on the line. Hi, I'm Paul Avis. Who are we talking to?
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Peter.
Hello, Peter. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abingdon in Oxfordshire.
I know it well. Abingdon. Lovely, lovely place. Now, how have you tried Cataclean? Have you tried it just on your car?
Well, I tried it in my truck.
Right.
I do transport cars up and down the country, vintage and classics, CV car collections.
Wonderful.
But my truck was coming up to about 350,000, and I thought, well, I'll try something. I watched your advert, I put the bottle in, and the next day I was doing a car to Glasgow, which normally takes between 2.5 to 2 3/4 of tank of fuel. I'd done it in 2 tanks of fuel, and I'm normally up and down the gearbox, up and down the hills. I hardly had to change. The power difference was amazing.
Yeah, it was that dramatic, was it, Peter?
Yeah, it's a 2.8 turbo diesel, and the difference, it was just like someone had put a new turbo on it. It
Wow.
was that difference in power. It's amazing.
Did you find any difference in the miles per gallon? How much it took you to get up to Scotland or whatever?
Well, normally it's a regular run for me, and it's normally between 2.5 to 2 3/4 of a tank there and back. I actually done the run there and back, and I was loaded coming back, which is rare for me, and I'd done it in under 2 tanks of fuel.